How do we stay connected when we find ourselves so far apart?
That was the question, and as seen here, also the answer to one of the most vexing problems caused by the pandemic.
If you enjoyed this streaming production, we hope you will consider visiting us more online.
Because of the pandemic, arts and culture organizations were forced to create new ways to reach people stuck at home. Many experimented with virtual solutions. Now, with audiences able to again experience performances in person, many of those same organizations have found their digital experiments were so successful, they have decided, to put it in show business terms, to keep it in the act.
I think the pandemic caused us to put down the accelerator pedal to drive us to somewhere that we were already eventually going to go.
The St. Louis Symphony is one of many arts organizations that began using virtual communication as a way to continue and even enhance its educational outreach.
Do you want to hit that?
Sure.
The orchestra turned its popular instrument playground into a digital playground and added a new series of virtual music-related lessons called Sound Lab.
Everything that we were doing for students or teachers before, we're starting to think about how we bring that into the digital space, because the access and the reach is just exponential compared to what we've been able to do previously.
My high school theater director actually was the first person who introduced me to stage managing.
In response to the pandemic, the Muni developed Muni U, a chance for homebound students to learn about the world of show business from homebound professionals. In response to its popularity, Muni U is now offering a mix of virtual classes as well as presentations in person. Opera Theater moved its educational series Opera on the Go to virtual performances as well, and will be considering in the future a hybrid of live and virtual educational productions.
The sun sets again.
For Metro Theater Company, whose niche was already education through the arts, it converted its classroom performances into virtual appearances under the banner Learning Through Play in the Arts.
We found within the first 3 weeks of those videos being released, we had over 30,000 views from all over the country and other parts of the world as well.
And with the help of HEC Media as its production partner, Metro Theater Company began offering and plans to continue offering full theatrical performances both live and on a pay-per-view and, for some shows, pay-what-you-wish basis. It's a good read, but it's a tough read sometimes.
Our virtual events are the best in the country.
The pandemic created a dilemma for the St. Louis County Library's favorite author series. In March of 2020, the library had to cancel 60 upcoming events. But the library was able to pivot quickly because it already had a virtual component to the author series through HEC Media, which had long been producing in-studio interviews as the authors appeared in St. Louis. The trick now will be pivoting back.
In a lot of ways, it's easier, and they don't have to travel. They don't even have to wear pants. They can just just put on a nice shirt and wear their pajama bottoms. But I think that so it's easier. But I do think that there's a desire to get back and directly connect with readers again.
The St. Louis Symphony is so convinced it has a digital destiny, the orchestra has started offering a limited number of concerts online and has spent tens of thousands of dollars installing a high-definition camera system run from a state-of-the-art control room tucked away in an old utility closet.
This really allows us to build a fan base and appreciation for the St. Louis Symphony outside of the St. Louis region.
So step on back and talk a little smack, but Mr. Dennis got to stay on track.
There are so many times when a school would love to come and see a production at the Grandel or anywhere, but they simply can't afford the bus. We recognize that streaming is, a shadow of the live experience, not the entirety of the live experience. It's still providing access to a layer of our programming that can make a meaningful difference in the lives of those young people in those districts.
And now, I am very proud to welcome Bakari Sellers and Pete Buttigieg for Left Bank Books and HEC TV.
Through doing these virtual events, we've reached whole new audiences. We've reached people who can't get out of their homes, people that are well outside St. Louis. I had one event that we were doing live where I had people in Australia and people in Brazil and people in London all watching while we were doing these. So we're reaching way outside the St. Louis area, but also just people who have really busy lives.
The the pandemic maybe gave the gift to all of us because it allowed people to see what they could do when times are challenging. And as a result, realized that those are still great things to do when times are perhaps approaching normalcy.